Hi, Misha here, and haven't done a black box, so thought I'd give a little bit of an update, even though, thankfully, there hasn't been monumentally new stuff happening, but still there's things. And I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon, so you can probably guess what I'm doing. Yeah, waiting for a delivery. I can't really get into videos or anything where I can't hear the front door, so I'm kind of half doing things and thought, I'll just record a little update for you. It's been a couple of weeks, although, of course, I've been putting videos on this channel pretty regularly. Oh, well, we made it through the holidays, and we made it, or at least we're getting through the transition. My wife, for the last year and some change, year and a half, basically, has been working night shift, 4 to 12, but by the time you get home and unwind, it's morning. Before that, she went to work a little bit earlier, but it was still late morning, early afternoon before she went to work. So I'm trying to think if we've ever had a time where she went to work this early. Right now she's working 8 to 5, which means needs to get up about 6:30 in the morning. It's been interesting switching, because obviously I'm going to switch with her for all kinds of practical reasons. So we'll see. First couple of nights it was hard to get to bed, and then one night woke up about 9:30. That made sense. And then the night before last I slept into 11, which is not what I was hoping for. But then today I woke up at 7:05. I don't know why. I was fully awake. I'm starting to feel tired now, but I'm hoping maybe over the weekend I can stabilize out. Definitely want to get up before she's off to work, because she likes to get her mornings to herself to do her things, and that way we're not in each other's way. Plus, I don't have a whole lot to do, so I don't want to get up too early. But we'll see. I'm thinking 10 o'clock would be a good time for me. Not too early, but not too late. But just kind of see on my schedule. Naturally, before I was married and years ago, that was about my wake up time, 10, 11. At least that's when I didn't drink. And I don't really drink at all anymore, so that should be about where it settles out. But yeah, I'm just waiting on UPS. I actually have quite a few videos recorded for the main Mishaco channel. We were able to shoot maybe 5 guns over New Year, and it looks like we're going to try to go out shooting maybe the next weekend. We have the Century CG1, which is Romanian and technically from the city of Cuger, but from Nova Modul instead of the Romarm Ratmail factory, all that stuff. Interesting to see how that turns out. Also looked at some of those quote-unquote Asian contract parts kits that Atlantic had. So probably do something there. I have some new stuff coming from KUSA, Kalashnikov USA. Definitely an interesting topic right now. Also interesting Arsenal's whole SAM 5 debacle. Luckily, I did secure a newer, so 2021-2022 example, because when we shot mine, it was the first run 2020, which doesn't seem to be the problematic run. So time permitting and everything else, we will run at least 500 rounds, 1,000 if we have the ammo for it, through a later SAM 5 21, and see if we can mushroom the shit out of the bolt, or bolt tail, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Could be interesting. Could be fun. I think that's it, really, for super new gun stuff. Nothing much new out of Switzerland. Did record a video last week on, of all things, a Polytech M14. I had those in the store probably at least a half dozen, if not more times in the last few years, but just felt like recording a video comparing it to the US one and talking about some fun facts. So, yep. My trend continues of thinking I'll make a 15-minute video and it turns into 30 or 40. That's just what happens. Can't help it. I like information, data, details, and it's not like I'm sitting here wasting a boatload of time. But it's what I do, and we've both agreed, Fox and I, that we want to do videos that suit us for the most part. Kind of speaking of that, there were, I don't know, 3 videos maybe that J-Ro did for Fox, and he put what he thought was royalty-free music in, and anyway, it was stuff that he had a subscription to on some kind of website for artists and, video editors like he is. And for a couple of months it was fine, then they all got copyright, not struck, but claimed. And he kept saying, oh, just put in this data and do all this and it'll be fine, you have the rights to use it. But then I was reading all the stuff, and you have to verify that you do have not just rights to use it, but also to use it to make money, yada, yada, yada. And I got to thinking, well, just because J-Ro has the rights, do I? Does the Mishaco channel? He said, well, sure, because I made the videos for you, that's covered. But YouTube is saying, well, you can pursue it, but you could theoretically lose the channel. Fox and I talked. He didn't like the music anyway. It was kind of just generic rock music type stuff. So we just said, I'll just cut it out. That seemed easier. So we played around with the whole music shit, but it's not for us, for our channel. Besides, if I'm going to get copyright hit for any kind of music, it's going to be Smashing Pumpkins or something like that. If you're going to do it, you might as well be doing it for real. But that was a little bit of excitement, but nothing major. We have experimented on a few things, kind of seeing what sticks and what doesn't. Not much new in the airplane model world. Unfortunate, but just nothing has come out. And with current costs, it had to be something special. I'll probably wait till the Hobby Master MiG 31 comes out. Definitely will buy that for sure. But I don't know. Kind of have all the major airplanes. Eagle Moss is still MIA. Not a whole lot new happening in the Black series. A few things from the next wave are hitting, and supply is getting better, so that's kind of cool. Probably do a few figure videos. I think for the whole year, the one I'm really looking forward to is the indoor commando, indoor trooper, and he either needs to have the Old Man Rex face or come with the interchangeable faceplates like the Hoth Rebel. Either way, I want Old Man Rex as a Rebel Commando. That's gotta happen. Surely as fan service, they'll do that. Or at least as an exclusive version. Work on the original cabin, not mine, but the family cabin is done. Visited it over the holiday. Few fixtures and trim work, but the everything's done, which means hopefully then the architect will start on mine soon. I'd like to have it ready by 4th of July, but realistically by this fall of 2023. I really want to be able to use it because fall in the mountains is great. Yeah, I was going down to see family quite a bit for a few weeks there. I think my wife was getting a little exasperated with it, but for January, at least until next week, I've been up here for 3 weeks. It's always hard when I leave. Peanut's always unhappy. The new kitten's doing fine, although he's not really new or much of a kitten anymore. He's still under a year. But what else? Of course, the lightsaber stuff. I have several videos I want to do there. The problem I'm running into with those, I almost need a cameraman for those, unfortunately. So I might have to have Fox help me record a handful as we're doing them. One nice thing is once you talk about the lights and the sounds, and because the all sabers are programmable, They kind of all come the same, although I do plan on customizing them quite a bit. But this time permits, probably one weekend when I'm snowed in. What else? And the lightsaber things have been a lot of fun. In fact, I've purchased from 3 vendors: Imperial Workshop, Art Sabers, and Dark Wolf. And the last multiple orders I've done have been with Dark Wolf, and I'll probably do a video explaining exactly why. I hear a big truck. Maybe it's UPS? I'm kind of tired of waiting. Let's see. I'll be right back. Not UPS, just a stupid school bus. Oh well. Things have been more or less calm and more or less good, which is good. I needed a little bit of relaxation. Been working really hard this week, taking care of some things that needed doing. But I feel like over the last month, a lot has got accomplished. We finally did the live stream with Clayco. We did the interview with Henry on 9-hole. I'd like to do some more live stuff with Fox. And finally got my wife to upgrade desktop computers. I had picked her one up when we moved at the end of 2014 for basically Christmas/birthday, because her birthday is close to Christmas. And she'd been using it since, so it was over 8 years old, getting on to its 9th year. I'm a big fan of using stuff, but yeah, it's getting to the point it's acting pretty finicky. I picked up a new laptop at the beginning of 2020 before everything went crazy. Coincidental, obviously I didn't know it was happening, but year-end sales at 2019, 2020. But now my desktop's starting to act a little squirrely, and no amount of cleanup and defragments seems to be completely getting rid of it. So I have a feeling it too will need replacing maybe at the end of this year. It's not much newer. I think I picked it up in 2016, maybe 2017. But it's seen constant use. But of course, I don't use it for video gaming and things like that. I actually install very few programs, but still saw a lot of use. Oh well. It's funny, when I was a kid, I loved getting new computers. But when I was a kid, 80s and 90s, the hardware changed so much. And I remember upgrading, putting in new processors and new RAM sticks, buying a new hard drive. But the best thing was a new computer. And every couple of years, you could really justify it. Every 3, for sure. Nowadays, yeah, a 5-year-old computer, if it had decent hardware in it to begin with, and you keep the software clean, it's fine. The newer stuff's not that much better. And also OSs. Like a lot of people, I was reluctant to go to 95. It wasn't as stable as DOS, but it was so much more usable. But with Windows 98, especially SE, we had something pretty good. I luckily skipped ME and went to XP early on. I just happened to need a new computer in 2001 when XP came out, and so I got it. And like a lot of folks, I really loved it. And like a lot of folks, I used it for basically a decade. And then I went to 7, and I resisted going to the 10 for a very long time, but eventually I just couldn't do it anymore. Now, I've always used the Pro versions and and I always go in and turn off all the extra bling. It's just unnecessary, especially for me. I don't know if I want to try to stick with 10 for a new computer or try 11. I need to see which one is better with the text-to-speech, because sometimes what's good for you may not be good for me, and vice versa. There's some things that I really like that other people just can't imagine. But, oh well. We'll see. We'll get it done eventually. There's a little cat here. Yay, that was UPS. So, my waiting is over. I can eat and shower. You wouldn't believe how often UPS, FedEx, mail shows up whenever I'm doing that, showering, doing other things in the bathroom, or eating. I'm telling you, it's a magic button. Also, I just sat in a chair and a cat fell on my head. And of course, it's Earl because it's always Earl. But no, things have been going well. Trying to think of new kind of content to share, but man, everything's just so pricey now. But I've got plenty of stuff, models, toys, whatever here, and there's always gun stuff happening. There might even be some newer gun stuff. I've talked with a couple of manufacturers, mostly for the Mishaco channel, but I'm sure some stuff will trickle down over here. Yep. So how's everyone else doing in the first month of 2023? Like I said, we're doing alright over here. Unfortunately, one family member is sick and kind of at that point, but what do you do? It's just life and everything. But otherwise, holidays went fine. I did go from being literally below zero Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, to New Year's Eve, New Year's Day in the 60s, so that was fun. And it kind of had a similar shift Wednesday night / Thursday morning here. It was unseasonably hot, and then it dipped down into the 20s again, so good old Arkansas. Fun times. But no, got a lot of new stuff to show. Just takes time to research it and get it together, and I just like doing the best I can do. But I'd love to hear what anyone else is up to. If you can, go over to the main Mishaco channel, and been trying to do a bit of a Patreon drive, get some Patreon support up, because we really would like to go do some travels. For example, talking about going to Clash Bash, and might go to some other meets, but need to raise some funds, do all that good stuff, but no harm. No harm. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I might do another Blackbox soon with a topic. I had a couple of topics in mind, but while I was waiting on the delivery man, I thought I would chat with y'all. But hope everyone has a good weekend. This is Misha, and me and the cats will catch you very soon. Meow time.